Prepositions are the words that are used to give us the relationship of things in space and time, or the logical relationship between two or more people, places, or things. Prepositions are most commonly followed by noun or pronoun. Now let's look at in, on, and at. First, we'll consider them in the context of space. In the drawer, on the table, at the counter. Now, all these three prepositions are also used in the context of time. In months, in years, on Monday, on a Wednesday, at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, like that. There are over 100 prepositions in English language. But first, let's look at the ones which are most commonly used. Let's look at the difference between beside and near. The preposition near is used to mention the closeness. For example, the bank is near the mall. By using this preposition near, we are telling that the bank is close to the mall, but we don't understand how close, and we also don't understand which direction to take. But if we say the bank is beside the mall, we are telling that the bank is next to the mall. Now let's look at the difference between above and over. Let's look here. We can say that the painting is above the table, and let's look here. We can say the helicopter is over the bridge. Now why above in this particular condition? Because the painting is stationary, we use the preposition above. And in this particular situation, because the helicopter is hovering over the bridge, we are using the preposition over. Now let's look at the difference between below and under. Let's look here. We can say the person is standing below the indicator. By saying so, we are indicating the downward direction in which the person is standing. But here we can say that the car is parked under the building, by which we mean that the area that the entire building covers, the building has a parking where the car is parked. When we want to talk about a movement in and out of something, we use the preposition through. For example, if you want to talk about the passage of light, air, or water in and out of a medium, or if you want to talk about a person's movement in and out of a building, you can use the preposition through. Now let's look at the difference between among and between. We use between when we want to indicate a stark distinction between two or more objects. For example, between these two shirts, I like this one more. And we use among when there is something surrounded by the other things. For example, the temple is hidden among the trees. As the temple is surrounded by the trees, we use the preposition among. Now let's look at how a change of preposition can completely change the meaning of a sentence. For example, a fox jumped in the well. By that we mean that the fox was already in the well. And if we say that the fox jumped into the well, we are actually talking about the displacement. You've seen some examples of usage of prepositions, but these prepositions don't have only one way of usage. So you'll have to read and learn more and more about the prepositions. But one tip that I would like to give you, that never translate the preposition from one language to another, because it can lead to a completely different sentence. These are the most common errors people make while using prepositions. If you look at sentence number 1, you'll understand that there is a wrong preposition used. And if you look at sentence number 2 and 3, you'll understand that preposition is used when it is not actually needed. If you look at sentence number 2, which says, when did you pass out of a college? That means, when did you faint in college? Because pass out actually means to faint. But what they actually mean is, when did you pass college? That means, when did you get your degree from your college? If you look at sentence number 3, which says, when are we ordering for a pizza? But the actual sentence should be, when are we ordering a pizza? Here, the preposition for is not at all required. So I would suggest kids be really careful while using prepositions. Just because they are small words, don't take them for granted. Otherwise, you would make really funny and hysterical mistakes while speaking or writing in English.
For more such fantastic videos, follow Top Scholars.